Retard. Retard.
So hello, hello, hello. Hang on, let me get the picture. There it is. Just dial up the sound a bit. Get my headphones on. There we are. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all well. Lee, hello to you. Zirko, Bebo, Nuclearjet, Flight Level 420, Gulshan, Luca, Bodo. There we go. Tiva Benja, hello. Len, Solid Wings, hello. Chris Lee, hello to you as well. Hugh, hello. Voyager, nice to see you. Moin. Well, Solid Wings, yeah, but I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Alex, hello to you as well. Call in flight, hello. And Dan, hey, Schneider, hello. Carol, hello to you as well. Right, so we are today in the FSLabs A320 Charlotte to start off. The reason being is that we're going to be able to show off a couple of new programs. So for one, we've got, hey Mark, nice to see you, and Geep, hello to you. Henrik, hi. So I've been contacted by a friend who already contacted me a while back. So the developer of the FSI Panel, and the FSI Panel is a add-on that allows you to train certain things in a wide range of different simulators. So the panel has been upgraded now. It's called FSI Panel Advanced Edition, and there are some cool new features coming with that. And so I've been asked to demonstrate it today, which I'm happy to do. Hey Forward, Gudavi, and MCK. And Basic German hello to you as well. Henrik, hi. Right, so some of you actually have this app already, so an older version. And we'll go into what's new today. And one of the really cool new features is a new prompt which has scenarios, so fixed scenarios for you where you don't know what's going to happen. So when you run the scenario for the first time, you don't know what's going to happen actually. So which is a cool feature. I really like it. And the developer has said that they will add a scenario, one new scenario every month. So today we've got a short training flight around Frankfurt to start off with. So a couple of things will happen on that flight. We'll see how we manage to do those things. It's nothing too crazy. It's just something unexpected, and so it is for those people that are just looking into something, you know, to spice up their simulator life, really. So for us pilots, real-world pilots, this app is actually really good in practicing certain things. So I've shown it back when the first edition came out, regarding how you can change any airport that you have. For example, simply just dial in a new ICAO code. So today we're going to take Frankfurt. We're going to take 25 left to start off with, and because that's a scenario that we have to do. And we could literally now go any on these positions if you wanted to, and we can even change the settings on that as well. Again, setup, there's so many different setup possibilities, and you can see you've got PM2G, you've got FSLabs, Majestics, Aerosoft, iFly, TFD 717, Mad Dog. So you can buy licenses for any of these aircraft, and then do these scenarios, do these setups. Failures, obviously, not everyone wants to do failures, but those that do want to try out some of the failure stuff, it's a nice new user interface now. that helps you to quickly go into the failure sections and quickly select, you know, the failure of your choice, and then also determine when it's going to happen. You know, certain altitude means sea level or above ground, speed, flaps level position, gear level position, fail now, fail in 30 seconds, fail in 60 seconds. Gives you all of these different variations for you to play around with, without having to go actually into the MCDU, which is a bit more user unfriendly, if you like. So that's really cool. Today I actually heard someone, it was Crap Landing Dave, fantastic name, I always love that, hear that name. So Crap Landing Dave, one of our community members, has just written today that he's actually done, how many landings? Let me see if I can find the post again. He did, like, I don't know, an amazing amount of landings in the Mad Dog, if I recall. Hang on, let me just find that post. There we go. So he did 17 landings in just 57 minutes. So by using the app and repositioning yourself either on short final or long final, you can, you know, practice your flares, your landing technique, etc., etc. You can, you know, practice raw data, ILS intercepts. You can practice visual patterns. There's so many different options. So we're going to play around a minute with the scenario that I was talking about, and the cool thing is it comes with a nice explanation as well, so you're not left in the dark. So for scenario number 1, hey Philip, hello to you, and Ashraf, hello as well. Luke, hello to you. Yeah, so you can read into the scenario file and look at which aircraft are supported. So this scenario here that you have as a basis, you can use in the PNG 737 and the 747, 777, the FSLabs, A320, and the Majestics Q400. Really cool. So these are the initial setups. What you will do first is you will start active sky. That's really important. Active sky is the first thing that you're gonna start. Then you start the sim, and it tells you that exactly how to do this. Right? Start active sky. If you're using it, launch P3D. Select Frankfurt 25 left with your favorite add-on, and prepare for departure, set FMS. Now this is actually done automatically for you in a minute. We'll see that how that works. Launch the FSI panel and drag and drop scenario. Well, we've already done that, so that's already in. Start the scenario and then follow the P3 on-screen instructions. Really nice. So, cool thing is we are getting 4 copies from the developer. So I am giving away 4 of these licenses. I've got the codes already, so we'll give them away immediately for those interested and those that have P3D and are interested in getting one of the copies of the FSI Panel 2020 Advanced version. One thing I'm really astonished is we know P3D normally is really a handful when it comes to, hey Aaron, how you doing? When it comes to, and Bruno, hello. When it comes to resetting the aircraft, etc. But here it really works so well. Yeah. Well, no, it's not me being generous, it's the developers being generous. When I talk about the developers, it's this developer with the FSI Panel 2020. Now, I did mention we are going to showcase a second program, and that's the new RDShade program. So RDShade is something that appeals to people that love to tweak their flight sim. Now, up to this point, it has been quite complicated to tweak certain things in P3D. So either you would go through the main options windows, or you would go into certain config config files somewhere and manually edit text files to change things. RDShade has now really changed the way you can do this, and for me, I am terrible when it comes to tweaking things because my my abilities for one, right, and also my patience really speak against me tweaking stuff. So this is actually, you know, perfect for people like me who are really, really tired of having to go through books and manuals and stuff like that and trying to find, you know, get your head around how to tweak certain things. Here you have a user interface that allows you to manipulate hundreds of different settings, which is fantastic. And also, not only are you able to quickly manipulate things, like, you know, you can use volumetric clouds or original clouds, it gives you the option to do it mostly in live edit form, meaning as you go through these different setting possibilities and options, you will get an information whether or not you can actually live edit it or not. So here there's something like cockpit shadows, for example, because of the resolution, it would require a restart of P3D. Well, it tells you that, right? So, so there we go. Also, perfect for me, if you go and select the item you want to change, it actually tells you what does it do, right? And it can handle and adjust the aircraft's scenery and brightness in your P3D. This way, the brightness levels are separated from any other brightness levels. The downside of the traditional HDR brightness is that everything changes. With this addition, you can adjust the brightness for the different parts of your simulator separately. All right, keep in mind that the HDR brightness will also still be taken into account. Right, so again, you know, perfect for these people. I'm thinking about Senshai, for example, who loves to tweak stuff, and this would be perfect for him to, you know, get the right settings that he likes, look at it in lifetime, real time, as it changes, and then actually save his profile and share it with the community, for example. Good thing is that you have the option to download presets on the RDShade website. So you can go there and have a look at what presets are available by the community or the developers, and download them and really quickly open the preset, apply it, hey Lilopilot, and have a look at, you know, the changes and see if you like it or not. Really nice. So brilliant. This is just something, you know, that has so many options, and I'm sure that you will be able, if you spend some time with it, either through getting a preset and just adjusting the preset a little bit, or you know, do everything yourself if you understand what you're doing with all these different settings, yeah, then go from there and save it. And very cool indeed. Right, and I've also been contacted. Hey Motosuva, greetings to you. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Also, we're giving away 3 of these copies. It's unbelievable. So the developers have been so generous today. So 3 of these copies we'll give away today, and 4 of the FSI Panel 2020 we are giving away to the community for those that are interested. I have applied a preset already. Oh, and before I forget, actually, what you will notice is that you can not only change, you know, the visuals, you can actually also change performance settings. So you can enable, well, yeah, certain tweaks you want to enable anyways, but also you can have, for example, high CPU priority if you want, auto draw distance you can change to improve your performance, improve texture loading, runway lighting, again, tree optimizations, which haze issue fix, for example, here as well, which do improve the overall performance of your flight sim. So definitely, hey Alex, nice to see you, good evening. So again, not only visual improvements, but also performance improvements as well. Good. game plan for today, even though we're not using a game. Game plan today is the following. We're going to start out with a scenario here in Frankfurt. That'll take about 20-25 minutes. And then we're going to hop into the US, and we're going to do another scenario. That's not an abnormal scenario. That is the second scenario that came with the add-on, which is the ANAV RP19 approach in Washington, D.C. We've done this not long ago on the Microsoft Flight Sim, but I've not done it in P3D for a while, so we're going to do this in P3D. And again, you get the instructions, what to do, what to set, so this will be the instructions later on for the RP approach 19 Washington, D.C. Ronald Reagan Airport. Here, actually, the only add-on you can use is the FSLabs A320. Maybe the developer will change that at some point. Hey, Newmark, how you doing? Again, it gives you exactly the instructions, what you need to do, so that everything runs nicely. Good. We are using Active Sky, so what you'll see in a minute, right now, Active Sky is on live weather. So what will happen when I start the scenario? Hey, FSI Panel, there he is. A big round of applause to the developer. That's really kind of him to come by. So first of all, thank you so much, JP, for gifting 4 copies today of your amazing app. So any more serious flight simmer that wants to improve their flying techniques, wants to improve knowledge about systems, so on, this is a huge improvement to do that. I've got actually end of April, I've got another flight simulator, real world flight simulator check flight coming up, and I will definitely use this app to prepare for my real world test flight. Hey Yoda, how you doing? Right, so what we're going to do now is we'll go straight into scenario, and we're going to do the short training flight around Frankfurt. I'm just going to press start training, and now let's have a look what happens. So first of all, the app switches automatically for you to historical weather. A certain day is selected, in our case 27th of, actually no, I don't know exactly what day is been chosen. Maybe it is actually 27th of March. I think it's just changed now. So, and there we go. You can see the weather has changed and got a little bit worse. It set everything regarding QNH for you, and the incredible thing now is FSI Panel is setting up your FMS and your autopilot panel. It's doing that all for you. You don't have to touch it. Right? Preparing your cockpit. How cool is that? App's incredible. And bam, that's it. It's finished. It's done all the programming for you. So now, what you've got your instructions, ATC instructions. It says, when ready, clear takeoff, runway 25 left, climb 3000 and then maintain runway heading. Expect radar vectors for the ILS approach 25 left. Current weather in Frankfurt is the wind 200 at 5, 2,800 meters visibility, light drizzle, some mist, broken 300, 1 degree, QNH is 1032, and temporary 1200 meters broken fog, broken 200. Not exactly nice weather. That is not nice, is it? But that's how it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to spice up your flight simulation experience. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. These scenarios are nothing that will overpower the normal flight simmer. It's some basic knowledge about how to use checklists, etc., how to work the ECAM, for example, here in the A320 are required, no doubt. However, it's you can handle it, and also if you don't get it right the first time, well, don't worry about it. Just restart the scenario. Right, so easy. Good. Before we start this scenario, let me give you a quick overview of how here in the A320 series we handle abnormals. The basic idea is that you always go about in the same manner. What changes is how to address these issues, i.e. how time critical is it. Hey, and also RDPresets. Thank you so much. So, first of all, let me shout out Newmark. Newmark, hello to you, and thank you so much. That's really kind. Subscribing, so becoming a member on this channel, financially supporting me. Thank you so much, Newmark. That means a lot to me. Big round of applause. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Before we go and take off, let me just explain again. So I'm not sure RDPreset, if you followed right from the start, already explained some of the basic features of the RDShade. You can see it's connected, so any changes that we do now, it would actually, when applied, if it's a live edit option, you can actually change and see it right away. I have actually loaded a preset already, which I like because it's using enhanced atmospherics and the enhanced atmospherics clouds. However, these presets are also for people that don't like enhanced atmospherics or don't like the volumetric clouds. So you want to use your original clouds either through Active Sky Cloud Art or through Rex Skyforce. You have the option to do so. So if you click on original, for example, and you want to enable that, you can do all kinds of different settings for that. That will be for the original clouds. And if you change volumetric, and then, well, it would require a restart, but I'm using volumetric anyways. You can change things like, you know, cloud quality, resolutions, draw distance, etc. So you can actually have a change in the performance impact. You can play around and yeah, all, you know, find your perfect setting for your system, for your monitor, for your, you know, color setup, etc., etc. Also, I know people, it's quite funny because I know that people sometimes complain about, you know, maybe some colors don't look good on their iPhone or iPad or television, etc. Well, Megas, one of my dear moderators, dear friends, has, when I met him in person in Dresden a couple of days ago, he actually said, you know what, I should stress the fact that, hey, you know, I've set things so that for me on my monitor, on my screen, it looks like, you know, like I want to have it. So it may not exactly translate to the stream itself. So maybe on your screen it may look somewhat different to what it does on my monitor. But yeah, just rest assured that I'm setting things so that I'm happy with what I'm looking at my monitor. Right, so another big thank you. So while the RDPresets developers here, and also JP from FSI Panel is here, big thank you once again for gifting the copies. So 3 copies of RDShade we're giving away today, and 4 copies of the FSI Panel we're giving away today. If you guys have any questions, please do !ask, or post your questions directly to RDPresets or to FSI Panel. Right, and we've got, there we go. So Geep, thank you much. Geep is already coming in. Before running RD shaders, do you need to delete shader folder first? Well, yeah, it gives you that option. So if you go to, if you go to home, there's a simple button there, and you just press clear. Right, and that's it. You can clear the shader cache this way. Also, if you think you've messed something up, and you know you've kind of got lost in all of your tweaking, you can restore either the setting that you've just tweaked, or you can restore all. Click of one button. Oh, there we go. So RDPresets already also answers that every time you apply anything in RDReshade, it's already automatically deleting the shader folder anyways. Which is, I guess, it's important, isn't it? So yeah, it's a good thing it's done automatically. Cool. Yeah, I'm using a preset, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Hang on, which I'm using. There we go. So it actually tells you which preset you're actually using. I'm using an active preset called Daniel. And if I press download preset, a browser window opens and gets you directly to the download page. And so you can actually check, the highest ranked presets, and you get some infos. I hope that these wonderful chaps that make these presets actually put in whether or not it's for enhanced atmospherics or for classic original clouds, so on. But again, you don't have to do everything yourself from ground up. You can simply download a preset, apply it, have a look at it, maybe tweak some of the things yourself, and then if you're happy with it, keep it. If you think you need to change a couple of things for your personal settings, for your monitor, etc., go ahead, do it, and you can save that. Very nice. Cool. Yeah, guys, again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Just put !ask or post that directly to the developers here. Good. I was just talking about the way we handle abnormals. So there is some basic sections that we go through every time, and the reason we do this is to adhere to certain SOP, right? So standard operating procedure, where both pilots actually know exactly what's going on, and so nobody gets confused, nobody gets lost. And if I ask you, how do you cope with an abnormal, right? Let's say engine failure or rapid decompression or whatever. I'm sure that everyone will go aviate, navigate, communicate. Yep, that is correct. That is correct, but it's only part of the certain blocks that we have in order to cope with an abnormal. The way things go about is the moment that we either get a caution, warning, or anything coming up on the displays that shows us something's not correct. Oh yeah, it does work. So hey JP, I just applied your fix. Yeah, it has worked. So that's now on TARA. Yeah. So the first thing that any pilot notices something not being normal, they will call it out. Right. So either it's going to be on an ECAM caution warning here, or there might be some something on the nav display, plant frat display, whatever, or there may be something unusual like smoke in the cockpit, or you have an engine stalling or something. Then the pilot monitoring or the pilot flying, whoever notices it first, will call that out. So that's the first thing. What happens? So even before we go into aviate, navigate, communicate, the first thing we do is we notify. Right? There's a notification. That's the number one. So that both pilots will say, oh, right, that's the issue, or that's something's not normal, and that's what it is right now. Then comes the flying part. Now, of course, the flying part is extremely important. There's no point in trying to manage an abnormal if you fly into terrain, right? Or if you stall the aircraft or whatever. That makes everything completely absurd. So, fly, of course, fly, but the aviate, navigate, communicate part is within the fly section. So, let's pretend we have an engine failure just after liftoff. All right. You'll have an engine 2 spooling down, maybe engine 2 failure message coming. Notification, pilot monitoring, very likely, because he's got the capacity, he will call out engine 2 fail or engine 2 fire, whatever, right? That's a notification. Then comes the flying part, right? So the pilot flying will say, right, or the pilot monitoring positive climb, gear up. That's important for flying, right? We need better performance for climb. So gear up. Right, then the pilot flying will say pull heading for runway track. Again, that's for navigation, right? Making sure that you navigate correctly, follow your engine up procedure. Right. Next thing would be communicate, call ATC, declare emergency. Right. Mayday, mayday, mayday. And that's it. That's the flying part done. Then comes the verification phase. So verification means that... Oh, hello, and flight level 420. Thank you to you as well for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you for your support. Flight level 420 it means a lot to me. Thank you so, so much. Then comes the verify. So verify means that we make sure that the indications on the ECAM, for example, are verified by switches, buttons, and so on. So the oh, Symbiosi, nice. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Symbiosi. Yeah. Thank you so much. Because we want to make sure that we don't start the procedure and we're doing a wrong procedure because the flight warning computer has got an error somewhere. Right, so that's why we verify in the good old manner. We verify that, you know, are there certain other, you know, cautions, failure message or anything, you know, an overhead panel, for example, or the center panel, anything else that we can verify that the ECAM, whatever the caution message on there, is actually correct. And Jonas, thank you much, Jonas Allen, for also becoming a member. Thank you as well to you. Thank you everyone for your support. Jonas, thank you so, so much. Right, and once that is then confirmed, when I'm explaining this, it seems like it takes a long time. In real life, it doesn't take very long. It's only a couple of seconds. But once that is verified, only then comes the section perform. Right, perform either means ECAM actions, so engine 2 fail, ECAM actions, or if it's a QRH procedure, right, the good old book, then we say whatever, you know, smoke, fumes, whatever, start procedure. And then we perform the actions accordingly, according to the checklist. So that's in principle how we deal with the abnormal up to the point where we get into the status of the aircraft, the status message, where we will stop for a second, collect our thoughts, and, you know, think about resets or think about how time critical the abnormal is, and then we'll go and perform the status, go through everything, you know, looking at what systems are affected, how quickly we have to land as of in amber or land as of in red. If anything, in that regard, that will be showing up here as well. The failed systems, we look at, you know, the status of the aircraft in that sense. And once that's completed, we'll clear or remove the status, and then it's ECAM actions completed. And once that's completed, and that's so important that we always say that actually, so ECAM actions completed or procedure completed if it's a paper checklist. Only then do we start going into our next section, which is then looking for options, you know, weighing risks and benefits, etc. So whatever you want to call that, we call it 4-deck model, to find a good option, how to go about to deal with this abnormal. Cool. That's the principal setup. So let's do this. So again, when ready, cleared for takeoff from 25 left, climb 3000, runway heading, and expect radar vectors 25 left. Before I do that though, let me just start my hardware unit so that I can use my my panel. Change that. There we go. Cool. Right. One last thing to do is just quickly check the. Oh no. Okay. Because of that camera. Change. So let's just have a quick look at the systems again. Do the takeoff config test. We can read a checklist as well, just to make sure that we've done everything. We would do the same thing in the simulator if we started with engines running, for example. We'd then go into the before takeoff checklist, flight controls. Let's actually do that quickly, just to make sure that we have everything working there. So full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. So flight controls checked. Flap setting is 1 plus F, according to there. Then we've got the takeoff speed, flex temperature. We've got 134, 134, 135. Flex is 35. I'm sitting so far from the monitor. 35, and then we've got the coming takeoff no blue down to the line. Cool. So TCAS is on. Gonna get rid of that. Click on that. Cool thing is the strobe lights are working as well already. Everything's set. Right, one more question. Have you had a change of wording to SATI? I've heard a captain say single engine taxi, start procedure. Wow, okay, so MCK, I'm not sure if that may be an instructor or something, having to really stick to, you know, the wording in that sense. No, I mean you can, but normally what we would do after landing, I would tell the first officer to start the APU accordingly, because I will taxi in with one engine off. So yeah, that's what I will tell him, and the first officer then does the APU start according to the 3-minute cooldown of the engine. Yeah, and then once that's done, we'll switch off the engine. I'm just going to say, you know, engine number 2 shut off, or shut down engine 2. Right, but I don't say single engine taxi procedure start, or single engine taxi start procedure. I don't say that. I've got to ask my my first officers then next time when I fly what other captains do. Maybe I should be saying, you know, single engine taxi start procedure. But I fear if I say that, I am going to get a strange look from my first officer. that's what I think. But what do I know? Good. So below the line takeoff runway is 25 left, full length, and the PECs are on engines. That reminds me, actually, it's raining and we've got 1 degree. We need engine anti-ice on. And also we need to check that we don't get any icings during the flight. Good, are we ready? Hold on. Where's my panel? There we go. 1032, everything's set, lights are on. Cool, right, gonna get to the question in a minute. Let me just take off. And let's start this procedure, this scenario actually. Take off.
Welcome aboard the Captain Blackbox Twitch channel.
Manflex 35 SRS runway. Order thrust is blue. Takeoff thrust set. 100 knots.
V1.
V1, rotate. Pause the flight. Gear up. Full heading, maintain runway track. Heading. Hey Dan Olsen, thank you much for your subscription. Right, it says now, turn left, heading 160, maintain 3000. Autopilot on. Out start already, left 160. So just like in real life, as you get these instructions, follow them in a timely manner. S speed, flap 0, speed is checked, flap 0. So left heading 160, climb, maintain 3000. Out star, speed. Good. Flaps are retracted, spoilers disarmed, and lights off. Icing, all good. MCK, yeah, don't worry too much about minimum rate of vectoring altitude. There's a reason for this MCK, alright? Just watch. And Dan Olsen, thank you as well to you for your membership. That's really kind as well. Dan, thank you so much. Yeah, so MCK has got a good point. We should be looking at our charts, and we should be, be worried about terrain clearance, right? So we should be looking into where are we? What's the minimum sector altitude? Right, I think we're going to go speed to 50. Yeah. Speed to 50 approach, so we're expecting ILS 25 left approach. There it is. So here we are. Within 25 miles from Fox Mike UR, it's 3,500. So officially, we would say below MSA. What do you think of Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, Castillos? Well, you've picked a bad day to ask me that. I had an issue again with starting Microsoft. Man, I'm sometimes it just makes me cringe sometimes how badly, Microsoft Flight Sim is programmed and what issues you can have with this. Right, I can see we've got TCAS symbol here. So that's actually the same altitude coming our way. Just make sure that we have the smallest range. Also, if I see a TCAS symbol like that coming towards me, make sure lights are on. But it's IMC. We're not going to see anything. Still
traffic.
Right, TCAS, I have control.
Descend.
Right.
Descend.
TCAS. Flight directors off. So we go into the green area with the vertical speed a bit too much. So we adjust the vertical descend.
Adjust vertical speed.
Right, adjust. So we adjust to get... Oops, that's too much. So we just
clear of conflict.
Right, clear of conflict. That passed about 500 feet above us. Exactly. So MCK, that's a good point, isn't it? So let me put this clear of conflict now to a climb. Put both flight directors on, and then go autopilot on. So now we've got new clearance. Climb 5,000 feet and proceed direct to Charlie VUR. Join the holding as published, 283 right turns, and when ready, cleared ILS 25 left. So we shall do that. We're going to go direct to Charlie. We're climbing 5,000, so vertical speed, let's put that to 1,000 feet per minute. Out blue, nav, 5,000. 2,000 feet to go. So holding overhead Charlie 283 with the right turns, 1 minute time, insert. Good. And when ready, clear the ILS via Charlie transition. And warning, uncontrolled drone activity reported in the area. Okay. Now, if I'm in a real world simulator, I am like, okay. I have a feeling something's something's going to happen in a minute. Yeah, so regarding the TCAS resolution, so we were told to descend, and we were pretty close to the ground. So what we do, we obviously follow our TCAS instruction until we get a ground proximity warning pull-up announcements. So the GPWS system, anything coming through there has a higher priority than the TCAS. So the reason is, if you're close to the aircraft, yeah, there is a certain risk of hitting that. But if you're too low to the ground, there is a 100% certainty that you'll hit the ground. Right? So if you don't have the altitude, 100% chance of actually flying into the ground. So obviously the ground proximity warning has a higher priority, and that would mean you would go into your pull-up maneuver. Right? So terrain pull-up. Oh, there's something going on. All right. Notification. What do we see? Hey, Captain. Engine 2 seems to be stalling. Right. Normally, we will get a message there. All right, there we go. Engine 2 fail. It's already giving us the message MCT. Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. So let's go thrust with MCT on the number 1 set. Right, so notify. We have engine 2 fail. We can check another couple of options here. Look at that. Engine 2 pump is off. Hydraulic generator 2 is off. Pack 2 is off. Engine anti-ice 2 is off. So I would definitely say this is not a false warning. Right? We also heard the engine stalling. So definitely verified. Fly part we already done, right? So we're flying above the sector altitude of 3,500 feet. We're inbound to Charlie to join the holding there. Speed is good. So fly, communicate. Well, let's do the communication. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All right, engine failure. Proceeding to Charlie for the hold initially. Call you back without further intentions. MCK, you could think that, and I tell you what, we actually hit yesterday. We almost hit a party balloon on short final in Munich. It just went past, like, I don't know, 2-3 feet outside the left engine. We missed it that close. Party balloon. Can you believe it? I saw a big balloon and something was hanging off it. Well done. Right. Good. Okay, so engine 2 fail, let's do the procedure. So that's verified, ECAM actions. Engine 2 fail, ECAM actions. Engine mode selector, ignition. Ignition. Thrust lever number 2, idle. So the pilot flying puts his finger on this thrust lever and says, confirm. Pilot monitoring looks at the finger, looks where it points, and it says number 2 confirmed. If no relight after 30 seconds, well, no relight, it's broken anyways. We have no rotation anymore. N2 is dead, N1 is dead. This engine is completely broken. Engine master 2 off. Now this is really important. Let me go and just go over here a bit more so I don't grab the wrong engine master switch. So number 2, so again, pilot monitoring this time. Pilot monitoring puts his finger on this and he says confirm. He doesn't say the number, he just says confirm. And then pilot flying will say number 2 confirmed. Right, we're a bit fast here. Let's just slow down a bit. Good, so we've got if damage, definitely. Right, we have no rotation on N1, no rotation on N2. It's damaged, 100%. Then engine 2 fire push button push. And again, the pilot monitoring, doing the checklist, it will put his finger on this. He doesn't open the cover just yet. Right, he just puts a finger on that and says confirm. Again, pilot flying looks at that and says number 2 confirmed. Pushed. All right. Good. And then engine 1 after 4 seconds, 3 seconds discharge. Now this is done without confirmation. He just does that. Hey, JSnap. Yeah, right. Then it says engine 2 relight consider. Well, no, it's damaged. We're not going to go into relighting an engine that was damaged. No way. So shut down. Stop ECAM. Real quickly. Let me just fly and let me do a quick assessment. Land as of amber. Well, we've got Frankfurt nearby. We're planning to go to Frankfurt anyways, so we'll do so. Good. Continue ECAM. Shut down. If no fuel leak. Right. Get to the fuel page. Make sure that you look at the fuel values. Do they make sense? Well, number 2 has been switched off, so there's no more fuel being used from tank number 2. And hence, this number 1 tank has a bit less fuel, so that's logical. And 140 kilograms is not much, so yeah, at the moment, no fuel leak. That is checked. Imbalance monitor, we'll do that. So from time to time, we'll go into the fuel page and make sure that the imbalance is still within limits. Then TCAS mode selector TA. Well, this is done because we don't have the full capacity for climb. Chris, so JP for the FSI panel advanced edition, is it out or when's the release? The limits are, Thomas, the limits are more with regards to if you have also center tank fuel. So here right now, you could literally go, you know, have, it wouldn't make sense to have 1 tank empty there because of the engine failure, but the limitations are not that great. So you can have a huge amount of fuel imbalance. So depending whether or not how much fuel you have in the tanks, you can have a maximum asymmetry. So I'll give you a value, for example, for takeoff, for landing. So for landing in an A320, the inner tanks, as long as the outer tanks are balanced, which they are, the inner tanks are allowed to have a maximum of 2,250 kilograms asymmetry. So yeah, pretty much 0 on one side and 2,225 kilograms, 2,250 kilograms in the other tank. So again, this does not really, no limitation. JP, are you still here by any chance? Yeah, the outer tanks is 690 kilograms. So one could be empty, the other one full. Right, let's continue with the checklist here quickly. So imbalance monitor, we'll do that. Avoid icing conditions, and we don't see any more arrows, and there's no green arrow pointing down. So that means we've reached the end of the procedure. We've done all the items. So now the pilot monitoring, who works the checklist, will say clear engine 2. That's a question. Clear engine 2. The pilot flying looks over the checklist as well, make sure that nothing is open, and it says clear engine 2. And so the pilot monitoring presses once on the clear key. That removes the checklist. If there is anything else, any other system failures, it will pop up now with the second checklist, but there is nothing more there. So then we just go into the status. So land as of an amber, air bleed. Well, bleed page has popped up automatically, telling us that the number 2 system is switched off. So the shutter valves have closed from the engine 2 bleed. The pack valves have closed. So number 1 system is supplying the pack system, and the pack system then is air conditioning and depressurizing of the cabin. Right, that's normal for the failure that we have. So clear air bleed, clear air bleed. ALEC. Right, so obviously generator 2 is dead, engine's not turning anymore, generator 2 has switched off, and generator 1 from engine 1 has taken over the full load, so all the systems are powered electrically, but of course now we have a huge load on the oh yeah, so JP, there was a question, when is it going to be released? The advanced version. Right, so this would be a good point. You can do that. Just say, hey, shall we start APU? Yeah, let's do this. 21, 22, 23. Start. Right, clear elec, clear hydraulics. Right. Engine 2, engine-driven pump, that's the yellow system, has been switched off. So the shutter valve is closed. There's no more pressure coming from the pump. and hence the yellow system now is pressurized by the green system via the power transfer unit. So we have all 3 hydraulic systems running, but the yellow system is doing that by backup system through the green system. Brown, say, what about engine ITIs? Well, we're going to get to that in a minute. It doesn't say anything on the checklist, so there's no point in addressing that right now. We'll go through that in a minute. So clear hydraulics, clear. Status, there we go. Now we come to the status of the aircraft list. So stop ECAM. Do we have any reset options? Well, we're starting the APU. That's definitely one of the reset we can do. Otherwise, the engine restart. So this is the thing. The logic behind the status is this is the current status of the aircraft as it stands right now. The reason why we don't read through it immediately is we ask ourselves the question, is there anything we can do to improve the system, to improve the situation? And we just started the APU, so the APU generator has now taken over part of the electric system. So if we go to the electric system, you can see that the AP generator has taken over the AC2 bus. So now we have a lot less load on generator 1, and we have a backup electric power system, which is good. On the status, what we saw was that the galley power now has switched on again. And there was a prompt here in Up Systems with galley. So if we had read through the system straight away, or the status page straight away, then we would have now already have a changed status of the aircraft. Especially when it comes to electrical failures, for example, you can do some circuit breaker reset maybe, or do something else. Then there is ways of improving the situation. Hence, you wait with reading the status checklist until you are sure you've done all you can to improve the situation. There's nothing else we can do right now. I don't see... oh yeah, and if we had a possibility to restart the engine, you would do it now, before reading the status, because if the engine restarts, then this becomes completely obsolete. Right, so it doesn't make sense to go through all of this, sometimes it says, do the landing distance procedure. That's a very lengthy procedure, right? So why would you do it and then change the situation, and then you've done so many things and wasted time by doing so. No, so MCK, no, the yellow ilic pump is not there for the longer term usage. So we would not use the electric ilic pump. So I missed the answer regarding release time. Maybe somebody can fill me in. When is it going to be released? Right. The question was, does it work with the fly-by-wire? There is an option, isn't there? It has been released. Thank you so much. So it has been released. You can get the advanced edition as we speak. So Emmanuel, hey, you bought the version FSI Panel in the past, but it's an upgrade path. Yeah. So. Yeah, so FSI Panel, for those that have the previous version, I'm sure that you have a upgrade option, don't you? Hang on, just go through the website here. No, well, the ASAP in Amber is not an option really. It does tell you to land at the nearest suitable airport, so where a safe landing can be performed. Right, so well, no. So if it's in red, it means land at any suitable airport. So anything that will give you a safe landing, do it. while the land ASAP and amber gives you a little bit more time, a little more options regarding the seriousness of the situation. Now, be aware, if you, for example, take off at an airport that has fog and you have an engine failure and the visibility is such that you can't land single engine with Cat 3 single, then you have to divert. And the time limit is 1 hour flight time. So you have land ASAP and amber, but theoretically you could fly for an hour to land at the next airport. If you had a fire warning now, it would be land ASAP in red. And that means land ASAP. Any airport, anything that has, you know, a safe approach and a runway that's long enough, land there immediately. Cool. So, no more options to improve anything, so let's go through the status. Continue ECAM, read status. Avoid icing conditions. Well, as much as we can, yes, we'll avoid it. If no engine 2 damage, disregard. So that line there comes with this, so we're going to disregard both of these. Cat 3 single only, that is correct. We've lost an engine, we're on one engine driven generator, electric generator, so Cat 3 single only as a landing capability. In-up systems, wing anti-ice, well, there is a workaround. So the idea is this, with the wing anti-ice. The problem is, the wing anti-ice gets bleed air from its respective engine bleed system. So if you have this kind of situation where the cross bleed valve is closed, so there's no bleed air going from system 1 to system 2, that means you are losing wing anti-ice on this system. There's just no hot bleed air. Right? Well, Max, just open cross bleed, it's not that simple. You have to be careful. But yes, in the expanded procedure, there is an option to do this. However, it says if you do open the cross bleed and you want to use the wing anti-ice on one bleed system, it's not allowed to be used with the APU bleed system. That is completely forbidden. That does not have the power, so the thermal power, if you like, to be used for wing anti-ice. And the second thing is, you would have to switch off one pack. Exactly, so that you have enough pressure, bleed pressure, so don't overpower the remaining system. So by doing this, you could now actually use the wing anti-ice system. And there we go. You see? But be aware, I know this off by heart, but be careful, right? One pack has to be off. So it's not just simply open the cross bleed valve. No, it's not quite that simple. Right? Be careful with these things. Good. Right, so where were we? We were in the status. Cat 3 dual is in up, engine 2 bleed is in up, pack 2 is in up, generator 2 is in up, and the yellow-green engine 2 driven pump is in up. We talked about this. Remove status, removed, ECAM actions completed. Now we are there to say facts. Fact is, engine failure, we need a little bit longer runway, we need Cat 3 single airport capability or weather conditions. So let's go and fetch the weather real quickly for Frankfurt, just so that we have still good weather. Oh, hang on, I need to prompt this to something else. Options. Hold on. Home menu. Data mode. Right, no. Because that would fetch the real world weather right now, so that's going to be the wrong one. Let's try that again. Let's see if we get the right weather. No, so Mosoto, you can see it's not windmilling. The reason is it's completely broken. So the shafts have frozen or seized. And that's why you didn't have any rotation anymore. Now the FADEC has powered off, so you can't see anything from the engine anymore. Right, so let's go and have a look at the weather conditions. So there we go. So that's the weather that we have right now in the sim. So we have 2,600 meters of visibility, light drizzle, broken 200. So that is the ceiling Cat 1. And we have 1 degree. Let's pretend we have broken 100. So we have to use Cat 2 or Cat 3. So let's do a Cat 3 single approach then. Now let me see if I can find my file that I've made for you guys. Let's see if I have that on the right computer. So on Discord you have a file that probably is in the subscriber channel or the members channel. Alright, let me see. There we go. So here's the file. So if you want to have that file, it's in the member section. It explains a lot about low-vis operations while we have you know, the safety areas, etc., etc. And also in there you see what you need to see visually with Cat 1 minimas, Cat 3A single minima, etc. It also gives you a good idea what minimas you need. So a Cat 3 Alpha single is going to give you 200 meters. So you need 200 meters visibility, and a Cat 3 single 50 feet decision height. Right, it's a Cat 3 approach, meaning a low-vis approach, and hence we would put the radio in there. ILS is off the air. No, it's not. No, don't do that to me. Right, let's go Navigraph. Let's have a look. So 25 left does have Cat 3 single capability, 50 feet, 200 meters, says the same in here. So there we go, 10. What was it? Oh, there we are, 32. That's right, there. 1032. Temperature is 1 degree, and the wind is 206. Well, it's supposed to be known. So with regard to the pack system with the wing anti-ice, it's known, but it's in the expanded procedure section, which you can check if you're not sure. Transition is going to be 60. There we go. Right, but now, regarding facts, one of the facts that you do is you check the landing distance requirements. So, I mean, Frankfurt 4,000 meter runway, there's no runway longer than that. But I want to check config 3, because engine out, config 3 is better for a missed approach. We need engine anti-ice. Actually, let's do both. Engine and wing anti-ice on, air conditioning on. And let's calculate the landing distance. Now that's with the normal, and you could set in the real aircraft, you can set engine out. I'm not sure if that works here. I mean, you can select it, but I'm not sure if it works for calculations. Oh, it does. So it only gives you now max manual braking and a factored landing distance of 1,600 meters roundabout. Now, since we do have an emergency, I theoretically could use the in-flight landing distance of 1,386. And so yeah, definitely we can land at 4,000 meters. It's just a matter of checking it legally. So fact is, Cat 3 single. Right, so Cat 3 single only, and we have a runway that's long enough so we can do that. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to fly direct to, let's go direct to this waypoint here, cleared for the approach. So activate the approach phase, auto brake, we're going to go medium, descend 4,000. So we've got vertical speed, out blue, 4,000. The fact that landing distance is only 15% more than the in-flight. So it's just a 15% buffer that we airline pilots use on top of the in-flight landing distance. So however, in an emergency case, let's say we had a hydraulic issue with 2,400 meters and affected, but 2,200 in-flight or 2,100 in-flight, then I could use the in-flight landing distance with my emergency authority to do that. After landing, we're going to give away the first copies, and we'll do that with our chatbot. So we're going to give one copy away from the FSI panel and one copy away from the RDShade. MCK has got a very good point here. So indeed. So the there is a limitation. I'm always fascinated about his knowledge. So let's see. Right. So he's correct. A LVO approach and an A320 has to be done in config full. Yeah, so that's one of the really weird things when you fly 390, 321 and 320 with the LVO single engine. You only do this in a config full. And the cool thing is, in our real world calculators, if we select config 3, we will get a notification saying, hey, you're flying A320, you can't do config 3. And we will also select, so we have a prompt here, there we go, so auto land. So if we did that, we select auto land with the engine out and a config 3, it would give us a pop-up saying, hey, you can't do that. Right. Hey, Captain Bear Bear, how are you doing? Good to see you all. Alright, let's do the approach. So, we've got glide slope, blue, lock, blue, Cat 3 single, and autopilot 1+2. As soon as we put the flap lever to 1, we can see the status message pop up, and it says no changes. Remove status. Winfried, thank you much. So we got lock start, light slope coming in. Now, a single engine, we should avoid flying level flight with gear down and config 3 or larger. So the failure options available for A320. So that's a question for JP. JP, so Simone is asking, are there failures? Right, here comes the light slope. Also available for the A320 fly-by-wire. Is it fly-by-wire or the normal A320? Yeah. So Simone, you have to realize one thing. Light slope star 4,000. That's key. That's correct. 5,000 Mr. Approach set. That's the thing with having a failure model. You need the checklists. So there's no point in simulating, let's say, an engine failure if you don't get the correct, system behavior. So JP can only program stuff that's actually in the simulator. Good. So what we would brief as well for the normal approach, I'm not going to go through a whole briefing now, but so it's an automatic landing, Cat 3 single, decision height is 50 feet, and about 400 feet to 350 feet we get land combined mode. We'll call that out, check the inbound course once again. Then coming down to 100 feet, radial altimeter. No, I don't have time for CTP, unfortunately. I have to work. I would have loved to fly long. So 100, in this case, you would either hear... actually, it's 100 above. So 150 feet, approaching minimums, and then 50 feet minimums. There is no alert height in this sense, so if you have no decision height, you have that alert height 100 feet, and then you can say go around or continue. But here we actually have a minimum. So we have the approaching minimum call out and the minimum call out, and at the minimums I need to see at least the 3 lights.
2,500.
So if the visual conditions are such that I can continue now visually, we'll do so, and otherwise it's a go around. If we go around, it is a config full approach, meaning we go around flaps, put the flap level to 3. It should be an automatically flown approach. So as long as the autopilot is in, it should be in. We can go around with the autopilot engaged. I'll read the FMA indications. Pilot monitoring will say positive climb, gear up, and so on. And then we fly the procedure. Now normally we would not fly the normal engine out procedure, or the normal go around procedure. If we have an engine out, we would fly the engine out procedure. And that would normally be straight ahead, runway track. Most airports have that these days. Gears coming down. Gear down. Flaps 3, speed spec, flaps 3. Spoilers arm. Flaps 4. And look at that. Now we've got wind 200 at 6, 25 left, clear to land. Click on that. Right, landing checklist, eco-memo landing, no blue. And again, automatic landing. So about 40 feet we'll get flare. Then we get the retard call out, touchdown, rollout indication. yeah, able visual 25 center. Liar. Right.
1,000.
1,000 is checked. We are stable. Wind 6 knots, 20 degrees. That looks fine. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Done laws. Navi. Ja. Done laws. I don't know what it is. In the simulator here, I always have a feeling when I start seeing the trees here, I'm like, we're way too low. It's just one of those visual cues that you have in the sim here, which I don't have in real life. So in real life, there's trees here, but I never have the kind of feeling that I'm so low to the ground.
400.
All right, there we go. Here comes land. Course is checked. Just curious how the FSLabs does this.
100 above. 100. Minimum
Continue.
20.
Wow, that's a really high level. I'm just going to put this to idle because otherwise we would have flown past the... Well, I actually did. Wow, that is a bad system behavior. Right, so let's do reverse idle. So we got spoilers rollout and decel. Right, oh no, we got another message now. Let me just stop on the runway. Autopilot off. ATC instructions. I see some black smoke aft of the aircraft. Fire brigade is on its way. Well, the fire brigade would have been here, I guess, anyways, because of engine failure. Right, so, change situation. Aft cargo smoke. Right, let's check the, so notification, verification. Well, we don't have fly anymore, we're on the ground. Yeah, smoke light there as well. So, aft isolation valve off. Off, an agent discharge. We're on the ground. It is covered, but since we're on the ground, pilot monitoring will just switch and discharge the cargo. Right, that's it. So, let me ask you this now. Okay, so we've done the following. So we're discharging the fire extinguisher into the aft cargo compartment. So, does anyone remember how it's going to be done? How the system behaves? Is it like, you know, like engine discharged or the extinguisher in the engine is like, you know, discharging within a couple of seconds, or how's the system working here in the aft cargo compartment? So what I want to get at is, are we going to wait now? What are we going to do? Are we going to wait now to see if that goes away, or what would be your actions right now? Just curious to see how you would handle this. So the question, what I'm trying to get at is this time critical? So is it time critical, or, you know, are we going to just sit here, order coffee, and what we're going to do? Shut down engines so emergency can come to the aircraft. Okay, up to cut. Yeah, okay. I mean, wait for the fire department to give you. Okay, so coffee. Yeah, so we heard that's why the FSI panel, the scenario actually gives you this little hint. So there's two options now. One would be, we have a fire warning, or a smoke, well, not a fire, we have a smoke warning in the aft compartment without any other indications. That would be one thing, right? However, the tower says they can see black smoke coming from from the aft of the aircraft. So the tower, being fairly far away from the aircraft, can actually see smoke coming out of the aircraft. Now, this tells me we do have a serious issue. Just close the reverser here. So we have a serious issue. This is not just a false warning. We have a serious issue right now. Smoke is already coming out. If smoke is coming out of the aircraft, you can imagine it will probably go into the cabin as well. So what do we do, guys? How do we quickly go and evacuate the aircraft? Would you just call out passenger evacuation, or what would you do? Exactly. So MCK saying run the EMA evac checklist. So if you go and take our normal A320 checklist that you can download on our Discord, it says on ground EMA evacuation. Now, the checklist for us is actually called differently. It's actually called EMA evac. So EMA evac is a paper checklist, right? Because we don't have the checklist on our ECAM. It's a QRH checklist. So actually, what we say paper, but it's actually now on our EFBs. Although we still have a paper checklist for these very few situations like emergency evacuation, where we actually have that checklist. So yeah, EMA evac start procedure would be the right wording, and then the pilot monitoring, in this case the first officer, would start reading the checklist, and he would say aircraft parking stop on. So aircraft is stopped, parking brake is on. ATC notify. Right, mayday, mayday, mayday. So what are we? Swiss 711 is preparing for a possible evacuation. Just let everyone know that we may be evacuating the aircraft. Differential pressure only if manual cabin pressure has been used. Well, it has not been used, so disregard. Engine master 1 and 2 off, and this is very important. Now we're going to talk about a little situation in a minute that's just popped up in real life. So 1 and 2 off, and that's really important. That's why you run this checklist. If you just go passenger evacuation and you don't run a checklist and you forget to switch off the engines, imagine someone actually getting close to the engine and being, well, probably not sucked in at idle power, but you know, jet blast, hot section or whatever, would be injured. You would be in big trouble. That's why we have that checklist, and that's why you don't do things without checklists. So engine master 1 and 2 is off. Cabin crew, PA notify. Well, we would have done that anyway, so our procedure would be, before actually going into the checklist, what I would have done after the aircraft has come to a stop with that warning, even before I go into the checklist or the procedure, I would actually have called attention crew and station over the PA. So twice, attention crew and station, attention crew and station. I would have already done that. So the cabin crew has been notified. Now, fire push button, engines APU. Push. And when you do that, obviously you switch off the APU as well. Make sure that all the fuel is cut off to the engines, and also the fuel is cut off to the APU. It becomes very quiet in the cockpit, obviously very dark, only in battery power now. Agents, engine and APU as required. Well, there was no fire, so we're going to leave those alone. No need to discharge anything into the other engine and APU. And then evacuation initiate. Well, this will be the last option to think again. Is it necessary to evacuate or not? Well, if smoke is coming out of the aircraft at the rear, there's something seriously burning in the back, of course. Right, passenger evacuation. And then the cabin crew would start their procedure, getting everyone out. So, that's how it would be done. Regarding the extinguisher, it takes, so from the moment that you push that button there, it takes 135 minutes until, well, actually, yeah, so the disregard, no, the extinguisher gives you protection for almost, well, over 2 hours, 135 minutes. The injection of the agent is fairly quick, but since the compartment is sealed off, the halon gas or whatever is used is actually staying in there for 135 minutes. So it does have a long time of usage. However, the problem with the gas that's being injected into the as a fire extinguisher actually can also, and very likely would cause the smoke warning to come on. How long was the landing? Hang on the panel it says that, doesn't it? Hang on. So, landing report. A long landing distance. That's a flare distance, isn't it? We saw that on the markings. We literally sailed past the last touchdown zone marking. So, yeah, 3,000 feet. Right, that's why it's a long landing. So I think if I hadn't pulled the thrust lever out that early, so earlier than the retard call, we would have sailed even longer. So I don't know what the FSLabs was doing there. But yeah, that was definitely a long landing. Not a good behavior by the autopilot panel here. Right. Yeah, but that's also what you get here with the landing report. Really nice. Cool. Shall we do the following? Shall we give away a copy of the FSI panel now and also one copy of the RDShade? Yeah, because the aircraft leveled off. It leveled off like 25 feet, and I thought, well, no way. If I leave that in, it's just going to float and float and float. So in order to do that, we're going to use our chat bot. Let me just set it up. So giveaway. So the first giveaway we're going to do is FSI. That's the command. So command is !FSI. Not yet. Not yet. Everyone can take part. And the giveaway is open. So if you type !FSI, then you can take part in the giveaway. There we go. So MCK is in, David is in. Right, so there we go. So it is working. So anyone that does !FSI has the chance now to win a copy. Hold on. To upgrade, open FSI panel, go to setup license, and don't forget to use the discount code. Okay, so that is for those that that already have. Okay, so hang on, FSI panel. It's just for the upgrade. The codes that you sent me, or is it for the full version? I'm a bit confused now. So while that is going on, let me do the following. Let me just restart P3D really quickly. Oh, for both. Okay, so if you already have the previous version of the FSI panel, so the code we're going to give you is going to give you the option to upgrade. Yeah. So what I can't do it now because you would see my code and my name and everything. So, but you have on the setup, you can go into license information. And there you can enter that code to upgrade. Yeah, so you upgrade from within the app. Or anyone that has bought the upgrade, again, go into the license information and then upgrade from there. Okay, we're going to go to the US now. We're going to go and fly a demonstration of the FSI panel. But we're also going to demonstrate the beauty of the RDShade app. Spinsicle, what you mean? Did you buy it already, or? I'm not sure what you mean. Where is the upgrade code? What do you mean? Where do you put it in, or? So let's do the JetBlue 320. There we go. So, so I'm going to use this setup for scenario number 3. So I'm using this setup here. So we already have Active Sky running. And so we're going to start Active Sky, this running. So then we're going to use P3D KDCA19 with the FSLabs and set the sim date to the 31st of January 2021 daytime. So we're going to do exactly that. So 19. And then we're going to set the 31st of January. daytime. There we go. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. That's okay. So there we go. So yeah, Mark, thank you much. So to upgrade with the Black Box 711 discount code, yeah, I completely forgot. God, there's so much going on. Yeah, you do get a discount, and maybe FSI Panel, you can just quickly quote what discount is given and until when. You can use that Black Box 711 discount code if you want to buy it regularly. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Lol, why am I on this side? I don't want to be on this side. Wow, that's very generous. So I think you said 8 hours after stream, correct? So for the time of the stream and 8 hours after the end of today's stream, you will get the option to get $10 off for any upgrade or for any full license with the Black Box 711 discount code. Yeah, the Leon, I've shown it. I've not messed about with it. We can do that now. Just setting up the next scenario from the FSI panel, and so yeah, we can proceed now. Start FSI panel. And okay, so we're gonna also end the first giveaway. We have lots of people taking part, and don't worry, we're giving away 4 copies today. So 4 copies, you'll have a chance again later on. No solid wings. All right, so closing the first giveaway first of all. And we're going to pick a winner now. The winner says, the winner of the first copy of the FSI panel Advanced is Richie Duncan. Just gonna note that down. Where's my pen? Nobody leaves through. Richie, congratulations. Richie Duncan, you have won. There it is. So I will send you right now. Let's see. How can I get you the? Yeah, the simplest way, the easiest way is to do the following, Richie. Is to send me your, or just contact me through my email address. That's the email address. Just contact me there, and then I will get you the first code. Congratulations, and we're going to start the next giveaway as well with the RDShade. While we set up the scenario. So what I'm going to do, we are in, as you can see, we are in Washington, D.C., Ronald Reagan. I do have an add-on for that, as you can see. So that's the landing runway 19. Very scenic, very beautiful. However, I guess the weather is going to be getting worse, I fear. So all we need to do is go to select the fix scenario, and then we're going to do the RNAV RMP 19 in KDCA. Start the training, and now what's going to happen again is that Active Sky switches to historical weather. It selects that day for the weather. Make sure it puts those thrust levers to. Yeah, don't worry. Let's move in the aircraft now. Please stand by. Also, I need to have access assignment here. There we go, A320, okay. Just in time regarding the speed. Right, so now it says, please check your MCDU and all other settings for the scenario. And also select any nav aids that you may require. And when ready, hold your brakes for 2 seconds to take control. So, yep. Yeah, you're right, Solwings. Okay, yeah, so maybe that's better then. All right, through Discord. Yeah, Richie, if you can, I'm sure if you have... although, let me have a look. Can I do this way? Okay, so yeah. So Richie Duncan, do you have Twitch? Do you have a Twitch account? Because I still have my account at Twitch as well. So yeah, I think that's easier. Okay. Yeah, that's easier, guys. Yeah. So Twitch, Richie, if you can give me your okay, you have Discord. Yeah. So Richie, can you contact me right now on Discord? That's the easiest way to do. Yeah. Don't spam. Don't post any email address here. Right. Good. Right. Let's go ahead and give away the first copy of the RDShade as well. Yeah, I'll give you that. Hang on, I'll give you that a second with the. Well, yeah, that was easy on Twitch, wasn't it? No, JP, not you. Sorry, no, I mean someone else. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah, hang on, guys. Yeah, guys, you're confusing me now. What you mean with send him his username, etc.? The problem is, so, oh, let me ask you this way, guys. So there's no way that I can contact him directly here. Yeah, okay, MCK, yeah, that's a good idea. So, Richie, and anyone that wins today, can you go onto my Discord, please? And just type hello to me. Just private message me on my Discord. All right. In the meantime, sorry for the confusion. In the meantime, let's do another giveaway. So, the next command is going to be exclamation mark RDS, RDShade. So exclamation mark, and that's for one copy of the new RDShade program. Okay, so Richie, can you confirm the name that he contacted me with on Discord, please? And then I can confirm, I'll give you the code on Discord. Richie, thank you. All right, confirmed then. All right, Richie, I'll get you the code
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel.
over Discord. That should be safe then.
Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and premium flight entertainment will be served.
Hey, Nuko, thank you much for your membership. Nuko, thank you so much. That's really kind. And a big thank you again for FSI Panel for gifting that first voucher. Right, so let's see where I have it. Yeah, and thanks guys for looking after me here. Much appreciated. Okay, so Richie, I just sent you the code. So it's a full license if you don't have the program yet, or the upgrade license key if you already have the previous version and you want to upgrade to the advanced version. Good. Right, let's continue now on the approach, and then we can finish the second giveaway during the approach. So we are in Washington, and we're going to do... Richie, welcome. Thanks for taking part. And enjoy, yeah, I hope you enjoy that program. Really, really cool. So we're going to go and... Jardel, hello to you. And Christian, hello. MS Air also to you. Hello to you. Right. Hey Chris, yeah Chris, you came to the right time. If you want to have a chance, I'm not sure how involved you're still with P3D, but we've got two great programs, two new programs that have come out. So one of them is the FSI Panel Advanced Edition to practice certain things, have scenarios and so on, set up own weather really quickly, failures if you want. That's one of the programs. So we still have another 3 copies to give away later for that, and currently we're giving away a copy of the new RDShade. That's a program to change many different settings here right through this app without having to go through any other files anywhere. This gives you a huge amount of options, including presets that you can download from a forum. Really nice. So you can have the sim looking perfectly to your liking. Oh, you've been there? Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, Chris. Hope everything's good. How's Hannah? Hope everything's fine. Right, let's go forward a bit. Just trying to set up the viewpoint here. There we go. Right, so just going to get the chart. So Navigraph. So you know what I'm on about. For those that are not so familiar with the approach here. So again, these. Hey EdForce5, how you doing? So these scenarios, they will be added from time to time. So once a month, the developer is planning to add another scenario. I am going to get in contact with JP, and I think I'm going to get probably some cool, interesting scenarios for you guys then to practice, so he can integrate those ideas that I'll have. So this is the river visual. We know that that will be completely visual. However, there is also the RP approach, which is pretty much that river visual approach. It's just coded with GPS waypoints or GPS coordinates. So you have these waypoints and these altitudes. So again, you've loaded in the scenario. All you need to do now is go into the section here and enter the latest weather, which you can, of course, through Active Sky get by selecting destination KDCA, and there's the weather. So currently we only have 2.5 miles visibility, light snowfall, mist, scattered 500, broken 1,000, overcast 700. So that is really low visibility. Well, not low, but that's fairly bad weather for this kind of approach. However, you can fly it legally because it has a fairly low decision height or MDA. All good here. Still terrified about. No worries. I know. I was terrified as well, Chris. You haven't started for months now. Okay, nice. Yeah. Well, that's the important thing, isn't it? That you enjoy the flight sims. Options. We're going to go into units. So let's go again. Degrees, kilograms. I can't do anything with inches. Mercury's fine. Kilograms. There we go. So 30.24 for the altimeter. We have -1 degrees, and the wind is calm. Right, before we start, let's give away the first copy of RDShade, and the lucky winner is... Lucky winner of the first copy, RDShade, thank you very much for that, is Aviator A320. Same procedure for you, Aviator A320. Please contact me right now on Discord. And just wait for my call on you, and we'll confirm that it's you on Discord.
Hello, Black Box.
Hey, Brennell, nice to see you. Good. So that's done. The minimums for the RP approach is 550. That is set. Congratulations as well, yeah. And don't worry, we're still giving away 3 more copies of the FSI panel and another 2 copies of RDShade later on. Right, transition, that's all done. It's an RMP approach. It's a short runway, so we only have approximately 2,200 meters. Rate connection medium, so if I calculate that with my real world calculator, it will be alright to land here. If you calculate with the FSLabs, it just has too much additions on it. So here the values are a bit overextended. Okay, so FSI panel, can you have a look, please? JP, so some Aaron says he's trying to buy the... Oh no, so no, it's go through the app, Aaron. You can only do that through the app if I understood it correctly. So you have to have... Oh, I know. Hey, JP, can you confirm how to go about with the black box 711 code, the discount code, please? I know MCK. Yeah, they did. Nice. Hope you had a great. Oh, it was beautiful weather. Yeah, that's for sure, Brennett. Okay, cool. That's what we're gonna do. RP approach 19. Let's see how it goes. And again, Aaron. Oh, sorry, Aviator 320. Yeah. So Jonas, you got the discount as it does work apparently. Oh, there we go. There's JP. Okay, cool. Right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to brake on the brake pedals for 2 seconds to take control. So just make sure we've set everything. Automatic medium, we've done this page, no need for RatNav, but I'm going to put in the distance of the runway. So KDCA 19 goes in there, 41 miles, brake pedals press for 2 seconds, and there we go. So now we get a clearance direct freedom when ready to send 8,000 level at freedom, speed to 40 knots. So direct freedom, insert nav 8,000. Let's do that with managed. So we got managed to send out blue 8,000. Oh, okay, there we go. So we have to choose the advanced version. Otherwise the coupon code doesn't work. Yeah, so anybody interested in buying the FSI panel, you can get for today, during the stream and 8 hours after the stream, you can get a $10 discount on the advanced edition by using Black Box 711 discount code. So Aviator A320 noted down as well. So that was the RDShade, and that's the... Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, there we go. So, and that's the FSI. Cool. That's another weather report. That's what we have, 3024. Let's set that. Altimeter 3024 is set. And I will go through the FSI panel, not the FSI panel, the RDShade panel with you after landing to see how we can tweak a couple of things. And that's it. That's all we do. We follow the instructions given to you here through the FSI panel for that scenario. Beautiful. Oh my god.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
I think there was a or a new member first of all. Brenda, I'll get to you in a minute. Let me just quickly have a look at the list. So Nuko, you were there becoming a member 12 minutes ago. Nuko, thank you so much once again for your support. And Reynold has just donated 20 euros, and he writes, if you haven't already tried the new Cessna 414 from Microsoft, I will request a test flight with a review. Thank you much, Brenold. I will have a look at it. So thank you for the donation, Brenold, and I will have a look at the new app there. Is that like Twin Mod? Right, so Freedom. From there, we're going to go direct via these waypoints. Stand, then there, and then Fergie. And Fergie is the initial approach fix. Right, so now we get the clearance to descend 4,000 feet. So what I'll do is go 4,000, and again, we have descend out magenta because of that restriction here. Out constrained. Very comfortable to use that. Then we just click on the clearance here, click on that, it disappears. Some people say the mod is epic. Okay, that sounds intriguing. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll have a look at it. Nice. While we're here, we're going to start another giveaway. So, again, we're going to go and give away one copy of the FSI panel. So the giveaway is open now. If you put exclamation mark FSI, you again have a chance to win a copy. You're going to get a code from me for either a full license or the upgrade license. So if you already have the standard version, don't worry, that code will then get you the upgrade to the advanced version. And if you don't have the FSI panel at all yet, then that code gives you also the advanced version. Right, I'm going to put engine RTIs on here. Right, just to make sure that it is working, you can see the people taking part. There we go, Brindle is in it as well. It is working. Aviator A320, you haven't got a message yet on Discord. Are you having difficulties finding my Discord channel, or are you going to wait until later? So right now I'm using enhanced atmospherics with enhanced atmospherics clouds as well. Cool. Right, quick briefing. So we're going to fly this according the track here, and we're going to descend according to the altitudes. And so at Setok, as the final approach point, we're going to press the final approach button, so the approach button. Then we're going to get final approach. And it is a final approach of 3-degree profile. And then at the minimum of 550, we should be seeing the runway and the power piece, hopefully, so that we can visually then maneuver ourselves onto the final track, 19. In case of missed approach, it's just going to be climb 3,000 feet on the final approach track of runway 19, and then direct to Baden to hold there. Make sure that we have GPS primary high. Required will be 0.3. Put that in there. 0.3 and GPS primary high. So exclamation mark FSI if you want your chance to win a copy of this amazing new advanced app. Alright, FSI Panel says descend 3,000 feet and we are cleared the RMP-19 approach. So 3,000, we cleared the RMP-19 via Fergie. Be advised, last aircraft reported runway inside at 3 miles. Okay, so that means it's not too bad. About 1,000 feet we'll see the runway. Now runway covered in compacted snow and braking action medium. And that is checked. So via Fergie. There we go. So that means we'll descend according to the profile, which means also I'm going to dial in the final approach point altitude of 1,500 feet and we'll descend in managed mode, and that way all these restrictions will be adhered to. Speed is managed. I'm going to start slowing down here. Use a bit of speed brakes just to get us down. And the important thing is we need to be at the final approach point altitude. Well, I think I just overslept this. Right, sorry, I need to... I was so distracted by the giveaway here. I just need to do one little quick 360 here. Flaps 1, so we just checked flaps 1. Cabin is ready. Yeah, exactly. That's very important. And I've actually had this happen real life with an approach into Lyon where the first officer pressed the approach button while we were still en route to not to the final approach point but the waypoint prior, and because the FMS said
2,500.
we were way too high, it literally did a nosedive and almost overspeed the flaps. So yeah, you have to be careful with that. So Gray's 1700. Just do one quick 360 here. Oh, so many questions. Sorry for the late answers. So the PTU transfers pressure only, but how come? To increase the pressure on the other side, you need to... No, MCK. I can send you the technical background to that, how the PTU operates. It is a very interesting mechanical motor setup, if you like. Well, I'll send you a picture on that. You play side-stick Airbus over HOTAS, right? Yeah, so exactly. So it's a HOTAS base for that side stick. So the base is at the bottom. It's a HOTAS Warthog base, and the stick add-on is then put onto that. So let's go direct to Jubal. Gears coming down. Jubal. No, disregard. Oh no, it's all messed up. Crying out loud, hang on. I don't know if you can quickly recover that. It sequenced that completely wrong. Right, there we go, 1500. Final approach, flaps coming to. Come on, get down. Right, we're trying to find. Oh, there we go. Now we final approach. We made it. Luckily, right. Flaps 3, speed check flaps 3, and flaps 4. Check flaps 4. So there we go. Clear to land. 19. Wind is calm. Landing checklist. Equipment landing no blue. And there we have it. Look at that. Froze cold river. And I saw this afternoon the Pentagon somewhere. There's the Pentagon. So it is really scenic indeed. I'm already going flaps, those in the flaps thrust manual. There's one monument. Not the best of weather, but I can see the part piece. So that's going to be our landing runway there. Right over the river, as you'd expect.
100 above.
Right. On path.
Minimum
Continue.
500.
So we're going to try that alignment turn. Try to get that right. Flight triggers go off.
400.
Third on. Ooh, look at that late turn there.
300.
Careful not to get too low. A bit fast. Imagine flying that just a bit low. Let's correct that. Imagine flying that in real life. Wow. That must be a fantastic approach.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Right, we've got spoilers, reverse green, and looking for decel, manual brakes. So if the decel doesn't come on immediately, I go manual brakes. 70 knots. Let's close the reverser. Yeah, Washington bound, incredible. Vacate right, continue Juliet, cross 04, taxi stand 9, gate, stand taxi with Golf, stand 16. Even gives you a taxi clearance. So hang on, let me do that correctly then. Continue on Juliet. Where would that be? Juliet. Oh, there we go. So we turn off right. Juliet. Then Golf. How cool is that? Right, let's locate here. Come on. Noticeable steering. There we go. I don't know how old the scenery is, to be fair. The winner of the copy, second copy of the FSI panel, another big thank you, is Flying on Rails. Flying on Rails, the same to you. Could you do me the big favor and could you contact me on my Discord? Just say hello. Just make sure that we are getting the right names. Got a real issue with my nozzle steering here. Come on. There we go. Congratulations, Flying on Rails. Stand 16. Well, big thank you to the developers. So 16. Where is it? Next page. There it is. Here's golf. Yeah, golf, and then our parking spot should be right there. Yeah, so flying on rails, please do. And the same goes for Aviator A320. Just make sure that you claim your prizes. Would be a great shame if you didn't. Right, I'll get to your question in a minute, Brennelt. Let me just see. How much paper are in the printer, Lilo Pilot? Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot. So you don't really have the issue of having to change the printer, you know, paper all day or every day. So it does last a couple of days. So, what I would like to do is I would like to show you the RDShade program in a little bit more detail. There we go, Aviator 320. Now, Aviator 320, I will send you an email address for the RDShade. So they will then give you directly instructions how to claim your code. Right, APU is available, APU bleed on. That goes off, that goes off. That's off. That is off. No, so unfortunately I have to work. I talked about it on my last stream. I am working overtime in April. It's at the moment. I don't know how to describe it. Things have become kind of chaotic in a very quick manner. So super busy schedule in April. I'm talking overtime. Yeah, and unfortunately I'm not home for the Cross the Pond event, so I'm gonna have to pass on that. Yesterday when I flew home, the airport was so full of people. Absolutely, yeah, surreal. The same for the hotels. The same thing. Absolutely unreal. Right. So we're going to go to Innsbruck now, actually. Let's go to Innsbruck. Let's go on to runway. Let's go 08. Let's try that. Right. In the meantime, let me just try to hook up the next prize. Okay. So RDShade. What info do you need? I think you just need a an email address, correct? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to get the email address and I'll put it forward. So Aviator 320. So once I have your email address through Discord, I'll pass it on. Let's go to options. Time and season. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I pass it on, and the developer RDShade will get in contact with Aviator 320. Cool. There we go. All right, that's the wrong livery, though. That is the wrong livery. Do we have Austrian? No, let's go with... Do we have Eurowings? Something in Europe. My God, hang on. I don't have any of these. All right, let's go Swiss Air then. My God. MC, I don't think I have a Sharklet version installed at the moment. Hold on. Let's close that. Close that window. Right, I hope I can get it covered this way. If not, I have to restart the sim real quickly. Right. So let's do this. And let me just restart P3. Airplane seems to sleep, yeah, indeed. Cool. So let's keep track. So we've given away 2 copies of FSI Panel and 1 copy of the RDShade. So we're going to have a look at the RDShade right now. Is there any more questions for the developers while we have them here, while they take their precious time to be with us here? Thank you so much for that. And maybe someone has some questions about RDShade or the FSI panel. That way, we can get very quick answers. In the meantime, we had some more questions. One was from Jonas. Is there a discount code for RDShade? I don't think so. I don't think there's a for RDShade, but there is for the FSI panel. Right. So there we go. I think somebody was just posted that P3D is so ugly. Well, the thing is this, P3D definitely has to improve on the visuals, right? But with a program like RDShade, that's exactly what you can do. You can actually improve the visuals. And everyone has their own personal preferences. So there's people that prefer enhanced atmospherics, and then there's people that prefer the previous standard original version, so using their own different shaders and their own cloud sets, and yeah, you can do both. Right. So here we are. What I would like to do is, let me see if I can move the aircraft. So let's move the aircraft. So we're using the FSI panel to move the aircraft. You could do this through many different options. So I'm going to put this, select star, and let's go via the, just checking the stars here. Of course, we want to fly the visual, don't we? So the approach star. So via Rattenberg. Let's go with the Salzburg 3 Alpha. There we go. We've got Salzburg 3 Alpha. Via Rattenberg. No transitions available, but we're going via the Rattenberg. Now you can go either via Salzburg or Rattenberg. Let's go to Rattenberg. Validate. And then let's move the aircraft. So give it the time. It does take a while to move it. Can you reposition directly on a certain waypoint of the star? Well, it gives you some options. So you just saw that you had the option to go to Salzburg, or you could go to Rattenberg. So you do have some options there, yeah. Right, I hope I've done everything correctly. So please start engine 1. It is started. Right, that is started. So let's try it again. Move. JP, am I doing something wrong, or is that... It gives me the message, please start engine 1, they are running. Okay, you need to restart, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, P3 was restarted. Right, let's try it again. So we're going to take position. So select fix. Let's do the select star. Again, we're doing Salzburg 3 Alpha via Rattenberg. Validate. Let's move the aircraft. Let's try it this way. So now it's moving it. Again, you have a very powerful tool. So it's going to move the... some time. So it's obviously setting things up. A lot of calculations going on, obviously. So it's inserting data as well. So FSI Panel 001. Flight plan. We'll do that in a minute. Wait for the cabin to adjust itself. Thrust levers into the notch there. Right, so I'm going to put this back to auto for the landing elevation, and I am going to put flight plan Innsbruck Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, don't worry about the cabin. All good. So we're going to plan to fly the localizer 26 approach, followed by that visual circling. Approach via Rattenberg. Insert. And so we are 5 miles from Rattenberg, so all we can do is go direct Romeo Tango Tango, put that in. It's got NAF. And then what we're going to do is the following. So again, the FSI panel has some amazing features. So if I want to use manual weather, what I'll do is I'll close active sky. So now we are on standard weather. And then I can make the weather myself. Right, there goes. It's going to be 26. Do I need to restart the app again, JP? If I close active sky, probably. So I was going to try and show you is that you have the option to, on the fly, right, select fix, select waypoint. Okay, so as you start it checks the, okay. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to set the weather. So again, you can do whatever you like. So let's say we want a wind from the east. So we're going to take 080 at, let's put 15 knots. So while we can fly the localizer approach 26, we can't land straight in 26. So we have to do that visual circling. Temperature, let's put that at 15 degrees. And the QNH we're going to set at 1020. Few clouds at 15,000 feet. Send weather. And there we go. So I'm going to set the QNH, which is 1020. So we're still in position freeze, and now you can see the weather being injected. So let's have a look at RDShade. So here's the thing, you can customize the look and feel of your sim to your liking. And one big issue is always the fact that there's people that prefer enhanced atmospherics, and there's people that prefer, just dial that down a bit, and then there's people that prefer the old good original kind of shaders, original clouds, etc., etc. So you have the option to do that. So many different variations that you can choose regarding clouds, either volumetric or original sky. Again, if you're not sure what it does give you a description regarding all the settings. And yeah, sky saturation. So if you wanted to make your skies look a little bit more saturated, you could change that. Let's put that 1.3 enable. So that's now live edit enable, and you would hit apply. And then it gives you that prompt to reload the shaders. So obviously for that to take effect, what you just did, you need to reload the shaders. Let's go into cockpit view here. It's going to take some time. for that to take effect. But that's the cool thing about it. As you change that, it's done in a live matter, and you can kind of adjust. So the outside takes a while as well. So you can adjust and check the outcome. So if you're happy, you can leave it. If you're unhappy with it, you can simply try something else or reset it. But yeah, again, you've got so many different options to go through. And if you are like me and you're not really wanting to go through everything, but you want a preset that just simply looks nice, well, we've got presets available. Just press on download presets. It'll get you to the website where you can download presets. And I'm sure that as time goes on, there will be lots of amazing people coming out with amazing presets for you to try out. So it's either, here for example, non-volumetric cloud with EA off, right? So if you're the person that prefers that, here's a preset for you to do so. Very nice. Sky saturation, sky fog. This setting will adjust the amount of fog that is displayed onto the sky texture. The sky fog can create a gray layer at the horizon on top of the sky texture by default, and most users want to adjust this gray layer and make it less and less present. This can be done using this tweak. Right, HDR, brightness. Oh yeah, and also, now I'm using either live, so you can go live graphics, and you can still apply, on top of what you just did, you can apply and adjust the brightness, saturation of things. Right, nice. So let's unfreeze the sim. So we set the weather. Let's go position. Sorry, sim controls. Unfreeze, and there we go. And now we're flying. So we've got the ILS, or localizer to 6, and we're going to go down to 9,500 feet. We are going to activate the approach phase. 1020. The wind was 0 at 15, and we got 15 degrees. And as always, we're going to fly the circling at 3,700 feet. MCK, I think I'm going to go try Microsoft Flight Sim with the latest fly-by-wire mod. Yeah. So 3,700 is going to go into the minimum here. RatNav, let's have a look at what we can set. Innsbruck is probably a good idea. So Innsbruck, actually, let's put this way, India, November. And we need this as a reference. That's in... But we need to put this in as a manual prompt, so it does get deleted automatically later on. So there's 3.5 Axim's Church here for the final turn. We've flown the approach several times. I don't know yet, MCK, to be honest. Oh, sorry, I do. Bilbao to Lisbon. Because we have the Spain-Portugal update, World Update 8. That's what I want to look at, yeah. So again, you know, I'm amazed at the haze layer now. Really nice. But if you think, for example, that you know, there's just not enough saturation, you can go and change saturations, brightness as well, if you wish, through the app here. Nice. We're going to give away another copy of RDShade, ladies and gentlemen, while we do the approach. So, and again, this time it is exclamation mark RDS. Second copy for the RDShade program. Right, let's go. Yeah, I don't know what's is that right localizer? Oh, that's okay. Disregard. Hold on.
2,500.
Oh, that's the right one. Oscar Echo Victor. Why did that show that far off then? That was weird. So that's 5.9. Next one there. Let's continue down. Right, flaps 1. Sounds a bit quiet. Yeah, you're right. There, thank you much for the call. Cool. MCK, thank you. Right, here comes the localizer then. There we go. Should capture it. Yeah, that track line is always way off. So we've got to be careful with that. Cool. On the localizer, descending 3,700, just a tad high, but we're doing the visual approach, so that's fine. Oh, the wind. Hang on. Why is the wind still? .280 at well, I guess it'll change as we get lower. Hey, Sefi, how you doing? Nice to see you. Right, gears coming down. And we're sending 3,700. Flaps 2, speed check, flaps 2. No, so yeah, the latest version, Chris, unless you have Windows 11, should be no issue at all. Yeah, you should be fine. If you're Windows 10, it should be fine. Windows 11 may have an issue sometime. So at 4.2, we'll turn left 230 degrees. So I'm going to go track 230. So the thing is, I've not had much time to mess about yet with all the different presets, etc. So I will try to find, something I find visually very appealing. But again, with the RDShade, you have a very powerful tool now to change so many settings or apply presets that make your sim look absolutely fantastic. But not only that, I did notice a improvement in performance with some of these presets. So that's also a very interesting feature. Right, reaching 3,700. We're breaking off. Now I don't know why the wind is still
2,500.
at 282. It may change at low altitude. So I've sent the weather again. Maybe it didn't go through the first time I did. Who knows? We might have a go around inbound. The tower is reporting
terrain.
080 at
100 above. 100 above.
15. Here we got some other information. We shall see.
Minimum
Continue, and we're going to start going
1,000.
this way. So we've got the Axham's Church right there, and the airport is right below us there. So, final turn is at 3.5 miles from Oscar Echo Victor. That's the Axham's Church there. Then we go flaps 3, speed is check, flaps 3. I'm not sure about the wind though. I'm still a bit worried that the wind is not going to be as advertised. Here comes manual flight. I'm going to leave the speed mode in so that I have more capacity to do the turn. Flaps 4, speed is check, flaps 4, landing checklist, economic landing no blue, there's the Axham's Church below us. Well, we continue just a little bit more. It's a sharp turn with a descent. That's the valley there. Although we don't need to dive that quickly. I'm going to just do 30-degree bank until I'm sure that we are going to be able to...
Terrain.
Make sure that we're going to be able to align. Okay, here we come.
500.
Overshot just a tad. Again, we couldn't do more than that, so 30-degree bank is the most we can do. So it's always a bit problematic. Manual thrust. Right, at least one path, that's good. But we still have 15 knots tailwind. The wind is not doing what it's supposed to do. Oh, we're lucky. Lucky, look at that. We're lucky the wind has just changed. 5 knots tailwind now. Look careful, the sink rate.
400.
Little winch here. The extra second motor brake, yeah, well, that's important.
100. 50, 40, 20, retard, 10.
Come on. Right. Rubber spoilers, green and diesel. And the race. 70 knots. Yeah, don't worry too much about if we're in the touchdown zone exactly or not today, guys. This is not about me flying perfectly. It's about the FSI panel, what the power you can, or the powerful usage you can use of that. The shader. The flying is not so important today, guys. It's about what you can do with these apps. Right, the winner of the second RDShade copy is oh wow. GG. MCK. You seem to win a lot of times, my friend. You seem to win a lot of times. Congratulations. Oh wow. I don't even need to write that name down. I know that name. Congratulations, you won a copy of the RDS. Of the RDShade. Congratulations. Yeah, and now if you don't know, MCK also a streamer on Twitch. And I'm sure that he will be able to, hey Megas, he will be able to put that to good use. And even advertise a little bit as well. Fantastic, welcome. So let's say that we weren't happy with that approach, all right? So let's see. Let's go runway 08. But I don't know why the weather wouldn't. It's done 260 at 5, but if I put 080, do I have to put 80 like and not 080? No, you have to put 080. So if I put that, okay. Send weather. Position. Short final. Let's move the aircraft again. So let's say right now, just like you know, myself, you say I'm not happy with that landing. I want to try again. You can do that. Oh, you. Select fix. Ah, okay. Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's say we weren't happy with the approach itself. You could do the full approach again. Let me see. 08. First levers. Oh, I didn't validate the 08. Okay. Right, so let's do it. So 08 short final. Select fix 4 miles. But it says localize 08 4 miles at 2,900. Right, let's try
Don't
that.
sink. Don't sink.
Let's try that. Right, there we go. So this is a bit different then. Ooh, there we go.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
I remember, you know what? I remember exactly this thing. We did this back then. Exactly the same. I know, right? Hold on. Hold on. Let me move the aircraft again. Yeah, Innsbruck is not exactly the perfect thing here if you want to put this to short final. 4 miles. So let's do that. So let's put 5 miles. Okay, and let's put the altitude a bit higher. Let's put this at 3,500 feet. Okay. Hey, Sim Caesar, how you doing?
Hold.
Hold on. Hey, Sim Caesar, how you doing? Right.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
There we go. So now it's moving us a little bit higher, a little bit further back, so we're not that close to the terrain there. Cool. Oh.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
No, it's just not. The problem is I can't get it on the right position there. I don't know why it's putting me that far off the center line there. Yeah, the thing is that the problem is it doesn't have an ILS. That's the real issue. So the problem is, I'm just wondering if you just can't find the right position there. Have you tried JP for that, for Innsbruck? Just curious. Yeah, so the problem I see is that it doesn't have a localizer, for example. It doesn't have a proper... Okay, usually you create a pilot waypoint from a star, yeah. Yeah, there is, Quentin, there is one more copy from RDShade, yeah. So I'm quickly going to set up again... So 320. Yeah, that's a problem. So 4 miles. I tried a little bit further back, but even that altitude, yeah, that's because of the terrain around the airport. It just always puts you right onto the terrain. So for this, I mean, Innsbruck for this is a bit problematic then. Unless, of course, you do the following. So let's try and see. I'm not giving up that easily. So let me just put myself again onto runway 08. I'm going to restart the FSI panel. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I don't trust MCK in that matter either. Cool. So, how many copies do we have remaining? We've got 1 copy of RDShade remaining, and we've got 2 copies of the FSI panel remaining, if I correctly calculate. Yeah, so there we go. So we are again in Innsbruck, and you can see how quickly you can do this. What you would do, yeah, FSI panel says, so select airport. We're going to take Innsbruck, obviously. Select the airport, select runway 08, and then select the fix custom, so pilot custom waypoint select, and pick a fix, and it's called Whiskey India 813. Search, there we have it. Select this waypoint. Default altitude. Hang on. Excuse me. 813. Select. Radial. There we go. So radial. What do we want to have? Let me just see. So that's the 08 approach. All right, so 263 outbound. There we go. So we're going to take 263. 263 on that arrival. Distance. So from that waypoint distance, correct? So let's say 3 miles. Yeah, exactly, 3 miles. And then compute coordinates, I guess. And then save waypoint. Default altitude 8,300, you said. So we could do low V tests. Test. And then heading is 083, so it's the opposite, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Validate. So we got pilot waypoint, low V test at 8,300. How cool is that? So I'm going to move the aircraft now, and hopefully we're going to be above terrain at that waypoint. Take a few seconds until the terrain loads in properly as well. So if you wanted to, what you could do is quickly insert that approach, so you have something to work with. So RMP Yankee 08. Elman, and then we just go direct Whiskey India 813, insert, nav mode, and again, weather-wise, we've got a bit of tailwind here, so let me just change the weather real quickly. Visibility, cab okay. Okay, let's do 20 kilometers. Temperature 15 is fine. And QNH 1013 is fine as well. So send the weather. There we go. Now we have the westerly wind. It's just a little bit hazy. But there we go. So, sim controls freeze off. And there we go. 8,300 feet, cleared for the approach. CTM, hey, how you doing? So 1013, temperature 15, and the wind is at 080 at 10. Minimum for the approach is 7,100. Out of control, there we go. 7,100. Down we go. Just made the visibility just a tad better. And your flights. Right, we're just doing a non-standard visual approach. Again, just to show you guys what you can do with this app. How quickly you can set up your flight. How reliable it is. And this works with any airport around the world. Bird is coming on. Let's missed approach. Fight to make this. Flaps 2 speeds checked. Ay, 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 ay. So this is when we are too close to the airport, i.e. too high. So we slow down, get everything out, and while we still have the altitude above the ground, we can descend very quickly. So right now, at least 3,000 feet per minute. Well, we don't have to do it that crazy because 2,000 feet a minute should do. I can see the runway already. So as I was saying, if you are unhappy with one of your approaches or landings, you can do these landings repeatedly. So put yourself on a short final. You can quickly set that up, get the final configuration going, and just do one landing after the other. And since this app works, if you have the license for it for different aircraft types, so PMG, Mad Dog, the Q400, it's going to give you a lot of options. Hey Hendrik, wie geht's dir? So we're just waiting for the checklist to come and show itself. There we go. I'm not sure if we are going to be able to do this, make this in a stable manner. We'll see. Last item, spoilers on Landing Checklist, Economic Landing Local. Magus, ich wollte noch fragen, wie geht's dir? How are you doing, Magus? How is your bachelor work coming on? So there we go, so 15 feet per minute is the maximum rate of descent at the moment, and then once we pass 1,000 feet height, it's only 1,000 feet per minute.
1,000.
That's checked. So yeah, we're probably not going to make it. But you get the idea. You get the idea how you can practice these things. So 1,000 feet per minute. I'm cheating a little bit. 11 feet per minute. Come on. There we go. 1,000. So the problem is, you can see if you are high in the approach, especially if the path is a bit steeper than normal,
500.
if you always have to, have like 1,000 feet per minute descent rate, you are,
400.
under a lot of workload, because you just do not have much room for error. If you go more than 1,000 feet per minute, your pilot monitoring will give you a call out and say descent rate. So yeah, you got to be,
100.
be correcting early. Don't leave it so late.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10.
Right, there we go. Reverse screen, manual brakes. Good. We were just talking about another giveaway copy. I'm just surprised that we had so many copies to give away today. So we are going to give away another copy of this FSI panel, and again we're going to do it through that stream, that chatbot. So exclamation mark FSI if you want to have a chance of winning a copy of this fantastic add-on. Yeah, it's working. I can see people coming in now, joining the giveaway. Fantastic. Before we head off to Microsoft Flight Sim, I just want to try another preset. So go and do something completely different. I know it may not really completely show the same result on the stream or on your monitor compared to my monitor, but for me, I quite like this preset. It is, from the colors, it's just not so extreme as you normally see it in some other presets. So I actually like it. And that was one of the presets that I downloaded from the forums. Right, let me just stop here. Let's try that. So some of the presets obviously do need a restart of the sim. If it does, it will tell you that on that. So preset applied. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to do this with the original clouds. Let's reload, see if that works. Start active sky, there's some clouds. I don't know why P3D, I think Active Sky is not connecting at the moment. Okay, so you're saying all settings that can be live edited will be shown anyway when you change preset. Right. Try again to get Active Sky connected. Right, let me go and load a completely different preset. So let's load something completely different. Let's try this one. So, right, and then apply. So it tells you that that you should restart P3D for the config files to change or take into effect. Shame I can't get Active Sky connected right now. Alright, let me do this differently. Let's go weather. Let's go weather. Let's go. Let's go try this. Right, so as I see it, this preset also uses enhanced atmospherics. So let's try that. So there we go. Again, you know, so this would be without enhanced atmospherics. And from there, if you have the right cloud art, again, let's see. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why Active Sky isn't loading in. Yeah, but you can see the options that you have. And I'm sure that with, you know, playing around with things regarding colors, etc., so aircraft scenery, brightness, exposure, autogen, night lighting, autogen, saturation. So there's so many possibilities in changing, you know, certain things in the sim without it just being globally affected. Everything you can actually just select certain areas, like autogen, just on its own for saturation changes and so on. And if you're not sure what it's doing, you can read up on that here. Really nice. PBR, reflectance, environment, sky. Again, you can do the sky saturation. You can change that. Yeah. And, you know, it's the cool thing is, with this, you can do whatever you like. So I'm going to go really far out now. If you want to know how much you can move these sliders around, if you go and hover your mouse over the the text here, it will show you the range it'll go. So let's apply that. And then reload the shaders. Cool. Guys, if you want another copy of the FSI, oh, you can see the change. Look at the difference in the cloud, in the sky saturation there. You can see that immediately. The blue color, right? That is a huge change. Yeah, and if you think, for example, if you don't like the amount of color lighting or the lighting in the cockpit, you can go to the lighting section, and you can change cockpit shadows, resolution, cockpit saturation. You can change right in here as well. There's so much stuff. Again, the amount of things you can tweak is unbelievable. Right, so copy for the FSI panel. Copy number 3 is going to Yo Puru. Okay, so Yo Puru, I don't know your name. I've never seen you here. But what you would need to do is go to my Discord channel and contact me with a private message on Discord. Maybe one of my mods can give you the link for my Discord channel. And then you can contact me there. Yeah, so you're poor. The thing is, so the only way I can really make sure that you're the person that oh, you are Ricardo Bailey. Okay, can you do me a favor? Yeah, again on Discord, can you just type hello, contact me with a private message there, then I can get you the prize. Yeah, but I mean, look at the difference, right? So again, I've not really played around enough to have an idea about all the settings, but man, it's, you know, I'm starting to think if I can get, you know, the clouds looking nice as well here with these presets, I may as well go back to using the standards for the original versions. Yeah, Ricardo, fantastic. Yeah, looking forward to it. And I'll get you the code immediately. Cool. Very nice. All right, so we've got one more copy of the FSI panel and one more copy of the RDShade to give away. Yeah. And we'll do that when we fly the Fly-by-Wire mod. Nice. So hats off once again. Big thank you to JP from FSI Panel for his amazing app. And I will be in contact with JP to see if I can give him some ideas about some more interesting scenarios, because I have lots of scenarios. I mean, I've done so much training in the simulator. I can think of some really interesting scenarios. Cohen, hello to you. How you doing? Yeah, interesting. I mean, and also RDShade. Wow. I mean, that's really changing the way people have the ability to take influence on the way their sim looks. Doing very well, thanks for asking. A bit busy at the moment flying in real life. There we go, there we have it. Yeah, once again, JP, thank you so much for being here for so long. And thank you for the 4 giveaways. Right, flying on rails. I've got you here as well. Thank you much on Discord. I will send you the voucher from the FSI panel right now, while we set up then the next flight. I'm going to have to stop the stream and then go into the other hard drive to get into Microsoft Flight Sim. So flying on rails, I'm going to send you the code right now. Bruno, what do you mean? I have there we go. There's the code. Flying on rails. Just sent it on Discord. Yeah, and again, I mean, these presets, that's really powerful. I mean, you can see the changes that happen just by what I did there, and I don't really know it all that well, but it's powerful. This program is very powerful with the tweaks. Very nice indeed. Right, no way, we're going to give one more copy away from the RDShade, and one more copy away from the FSI panel. Fantastic flying rails. Let me know how you get on with it. Cool. I will set up a new stream real quickly. So we're going to end this stream. Big thank you again for watching, for taking part. Big thank you to the developers here of FSI Panel and RDShade. And if you like, join me on another flight in about 10-15 minutes from Bilbao to Lisbon on the World Update 8 on Microsoft Flight Sim with the, who knows, VNAV mode available. You need to download the upgraded city. Okay, can you let me know which one it is, Bruno? Because I've updated World Update 8. It doesn't come with base. Okay, can you let me know where it is or what it looks like? I'll have a look. Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you if you like in a few minutes.